Okay, time for a club update from Ian Cowell this morning. I mean, quite a few changes you're going to tell us about, Ian, I think, mainly regarding what's happening at Skelmersdale.
Yeah, the main change obviously to date is the change to the training facilities. We have been training for, I think it's about 18 months now at Skelmersdale on a full-time basis. There have been issues with the Skelmersdale training ground that we've not been happy with. One of the main issues that we've not been happy with is in relation to security. There have been a number of break-ins at Skelmersdale. The latest one was only a couple of weeks ago, and we were concerned that that didn't seem to be getting dealt with and hasn't improved. The last break-in left a lot of damage, a lot of glass lying around, which again we were concerned about for players' health and safety. And as I say, there's been no movement from the landlord to kind of make the area more secure. We've got a lot of equipment, gym equipment, balls, goals at Skelmersdale. So again, when we had the latest break-in, we decided that that was time to mutually agree to leave Skelmersdale. Mm-hmm. The effect that this has had on training facilities and the players is that we've now decided to train of an evening to give us the opportunity and the flexibility to have a look, see what else is around, see what other facilities we can find in the meantime, and really just take our time and decide where we want to do, where we want to go, and how best to do it.
Mm-hmm. How does that impact on the players' contracts though? Because obviously got full-time players who are on training 2 nights a week.
Nothing will change in relation to players' contracts. Players will stay as we are, as they are. We're moving forward with the players. We're already in negotiations with some of the players as regards moving into next season. So there's no alteration to their contracts. There's no kind of mass exodus of players because we're not training on a full-time basis. It's simply, as we were, and we will try and do as many hours of an evening as we have been doing during the week. Yeah. The players have already adapted to this. We've had 1 week of training now. There's been kind of no concerns from the players. Nobody who is up in arms. Yeah. And as I say, it gives us a lot more flexibility. It gives us flexibility to kind of sit back, decide where we want to be from a training perspective and where we want to be training. There's a lot of kind of, I've seen and read a lot of opinions based on whether we should be full-time, whether we should be part-time. This gives us the opportunity to kind of sit back and just evaluate now where we want to be and how we want to do it. Mm-hmm. It gives us the opportunity to have a look at what players are out there that we may be interested in.
I think we've actually missed out on players, haven't we, in the past that wouldn't go full time because of the training regime we've had.
Yeah, there've been 2 or 3 players who we've spoken to who've said to us that simply that they've got a good day job. They don't want to give up that day job, and they wouldn't be interested in coming on a full-time basis. Yeah. The other kind of flip side to that coin is that when you are looking at full-time players, again it seems to be a much smaller market of full-time players who want to come to National League North as opposed to aiming higher. We're in a situation now where we can say take our time. Flexibility is the key. We can see, we can compare ourselves as to what's out there, what the availability is, what players will be interested in coming to us if we're training of a night instead of training of a day. Mm-hmm. Liam has already been out watching a couple of games in the last couple of weeks, looking at specifically those type of players, just to see how that might impact on the squad of players that we've got. But again, to stress that doesn't mean that the full-time players that we've got at the moment are being told, it's part-time or out. Yeah. We're working with those players. We've kept those players specifically for the last 12, 18 months or so because we're building what we think is the nucleus of a good, strong side. Yeah. We wouldn't want to jeopardise that by simply deciding, well, we'll go part-time or we'll go training overnight. This period now is all about flexibility. It's all about let's sit back, let's look at what is best for the club at the level that we're at and at the stage that we're at, whilst still being able to put in the amount of hours training that's necessary of an evening.
Yeah. Has it had any impacts on any of the staff?
No, we are continually monitoring the staff that we've got and the needs of the club. We'll continue to do so, and we'll continue to make whatever changes are or aren't necessary as we move forward.
Yeah, good.
As long as Liam is happy that the players can do what he needs in training on the basis of training of an evening as much as training of a day, then we're happy.
Okay, I'm going to ask you about your favourite topic now. Toilets. I know you love talking about toilets. Well, generally, any additional work going on the ground? Is there anything else happening at the moment?
Yeah, I mean the pitch. I would like to say the pitch is finished. It's not quite. There are still. We've actually we've got Abbott's out today, just making a few little finishing touches here and there. The pitch is and will remain an ongoing project. We're working a lot with Everton at the moment as well, as regards getting the pitch to absolutely the maximum condition it can be in.
Yeah.
As I say, Abbott's are out today because obviously we've had a lot of rain last couple of days, so they can see how the drains are working or not and make a few little changes. But all in all, the pitch seems to have gone down really well.
It was like a carpet last weekend, wasn't it? Looking at it, it was absolutely fantastic.
It's great to hear, opposition players, referees, everyone telling us how good the pitch is and how nice it is to play on, because that's what we wanted. Moving on from the pitch, we're beginning to move into phase 2 of the works now, which is the toilets. We couldn't do the toilet and the pitch at the same time during the summer because obviously the amount of machinery that was coming in for the pitch just wouldn't, it had been impossible. Now that we're in a position where we're happy with the pitch, we can start to look at the toilets. We've already had we've had contractors out for a while now to assess what needs doing with the toilets and how best to do it. That's outside toilets and inside toilets, because obviously the lounge toilets need doing as well. We've been working hand in hand with the Football Foundation, who are obviously paying a percentage towards both the pitch and the toilets as well. So we're hopeful now that the work to the toilets can get started, subject to our games, can get started in the next few weeks. As I say, the contractors were out, I think yesterday, again looking at the extent of work needed, particularly the outside toilets. It's imperative that we get the inside toilets done as well, because now events and hospitality have kind of kicked on so well in the last few months that it's become essential that we look at the lounge and the bar as the asset that it is to the club. We've gone from this time last year we had no bookings at all in the lounge and the bar. Last weekend we did 6 between Thursday and Sunday.
Really good.
And I know the diary is full, kind of moving forward. So we need to look after the lounge and the bar now as a proper asset, which means that those toilets need doing and will be done soon. And as I say, we know that kind of the big issue for the fans has been the outdoor toilets. Hopefully that work will start certainly within the next few weeks. But as I say, it will be subject to the games that we've got going on and working around that.
Get a good cup run and it'll put them off. We won't care about toilets, will we really?
I'm sure people still will.
One thing I've noticed is you look around the ground now, it looks really good because we've got a lot of advertising boards up, and Steve seems to be doing a great job bringing a lot more advertising in. It looks fantastic, doesn't it? I think I'm sad, I counted them up the other day and there was 67 boards up around the ground.
I think I said in one of the earlier interviews in the summer that one of the big pushes that we wanted to make this summer was in relation to the community aspect of the club. So Steve and Darren have done really well kind of getting back in touch with the community. We wanted to do that by way of obviously Darren's community projects that he's getting up and running and has got up and running, but also by way of Steve approaching local businesses to get local businesses back involved with the club. That seems to have gone really well. There's a lot of local businesses who have approached us to get involved. Steve obviously has done a lot of spade work as well, going out and speaking to everyone within the community. and it seems that there's a real interest again there to get involved and to support the club and just do as much as they can, which is great. You know, it's great for the club, it's great for the community, and everyone getting involved.
There's a lot of new ones coming on board, isn't there? I know we've got an announcement about the lounge coming up very soon.
Yeah.
And we've had the Premier Wealth one with Adrian, but there's lots of new people who seem to be getting involved as well.
Yeah, and again, that's a combination of the good work that Steve is doing, kind of getting out and actually speaking to people and talking to people and seeing what we can do for the businesses in the community as well as what they can do for us. And a lot of the sponsors that we have, the likes of Adrian, the likes of Dave Barron, who are bringing work associates along to the games, you know, they're seeing how much better the lounge is and how much better the hospitality is, and you know, enjoying the game. And the knock-on effect of that is that they will then contact us the week after, and we can talk to them as well.
Good. Okay, just a bit about on the pitch then. It's been up and down, to say the least, but it's the last few games have certainly been promising, haven't they? And I think it's given everybody a lift, and no matter what's going on, we want on the pitch to go well, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult not to compare to this time last year. But if we did compare to this time last year, obviously we had a much better start. You know, a couple of memorable games stick out. Farsley away. You know, you could see the difference. Bit of a blip, but we seem to have got over that quite quickly. And we're back to being the kind of solid, difficult to beat team that we wanted to be. You know, Dion going was always going to affect us, but at the same time, you know, Dion, no one has doubted his ability. You know, it wouldn't have been fair to kind of stand in his way when John Coleman came in, and hopefully, you know, Dion really benefits from it and continues to move up the pyramid.
I think Liam's always said, hasn't he, he'd never stand in a player's way if a higher offer came in, and I think that's good for the club, isn't it? Players know that. It
is, because obviously you'd be disappointed if the players didn't aspire to moving up that pyramid. And if they can see that scouts are coming to the Pure Stadium, scouts are coming to watch Southport, and there is that possibility of moving up, then it benefits them, it benefits the club. You know, I don't think it's any kind of secret to say that Dion has gone with a sell-on clause, so hopefully he does really well at Accrington.
He started off well, hasn't he? So
you know, hopefully. I've already been on to John to tell him the minimum that we want should they decide to move him on. And yeah, you know, that works well for everybody. But in the meantime, you know, we're not approaching the squad with a view to, you know, let's bring players in to sell them on. We're building the squad with a view to what do we think will work best, you know, at this league, at the league above, in the FA Cup. Obviously, you know, we've brought in Raoul. He was here pre-season, but we knew that he offered something different. Raoul seems to have really kind of steadied, you know, settled down well, and I think he's played really well last couple of games. You know, he's not a Dion player, but he certainly offers something different to what we had. We've got George coming in as well, you know, and he will offer something different again.
Not bad to score with your second touch, was it really?
No, and I'm sure it would have done no harm at all.
No, the confidence, isn't it?
Yeah, but we know we've got the kind of, you know, I don't think anyone can argue how good defensively we are as a team. I may be biased, but I think we've got the best midfield in the league. And if we can get the forwards now to gel, bear in mind, obviously, as I say, we've got Raoul who's just coming in the summer, George who's just coming recently. Then I think you've got, you know, the real basics of a really good side, and we will always be difficult to beat. We brought Dion in because he was obviously, you know, we thought he was young, exciting, could do something different. We've now got Connor coming through who's very similar, you know, and we've got big expectations for Connor. Similarly, Morgan Thompson-Smith as well. Liam always likes to have the players that he can work with, you know, that he takes from kind of young, as it were, to really develop, and we've got that in Connor and Morgan. So I think we've got the basics of a good side. as I say, Liam is already out the last couple of weeks looking at what else is available in respect of those players who maybe haven't signed full-time contracts with clubs. So we'll continue to look, we'll continue to build until we get to a point where we think we're going to be successful.
Good. Okay, we've all seen how important the FA Cup was last season. Your thoughts on the draw on Monday? Mixed?
I would have liked a lower side at home, but so would everyone.
Yeah.
It's the FA Cup. All you can do is kind of beat what's in front of you. Farsley Celtic away is never going to be an ideal draw.
A vastly improved team since we played them as well, now 6th in the table.
They are, but we've played them twice in the last 12 months and beat them comfortably. They seem to be a team that we like to play against. And it's the FA Cup. We'll go there, all guns blazing, expecting to win, wanting to win. The players have all had a taste of it last season. There's no way they wouldn't be up for the same this season. And just as Farsley Celtic away isn't ideal, it could have been worse. I thought we might get York away, so
that would have definitely been worse. Although we played well there, didn't we?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Ian.
Okay.